Hi, good morning, everyone. It is Sunday. What is it? September 14th. And listen, yes, no thunder and lightning this morning in the Chicago area. All right, let's go ahead and show you an example using this card. So, what I'm going to do today is I have this as a backup just in case, and I think you guys saw this yesterday when I opened up the case. I have that as a backup in case my example doesn't turn out the way I wanted to. I'm going to grab some of my spots. I have quite a few spots because I have a paper pumpkin subscription, and you get spots in them. I don't always open the spots. Let's see. I don't want Poppy Parade. Just going to see if we had. Sorry if that's noisy. It's kind of near the microphone. Yeah, it doesn't look like I have. Alright, so I probably have it in my unopened ones. I was looking to see if I had kind of like a cherry cobbler or something along that lines. I'm not going to open my cherry cobbler just for that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with the lightest color here. I'm going to kind of cover it mostly on all the stamp. I like using spots for this and not my big pads because I can get inside the lid and I don't have to remove this from the lid, which I think helps with this technique. Now I'm going to go in with a Calypso Coral and just kind of spottingly do it kind of here and there. And then I'm going to go in with the green, and I'm going to kind of put it more around the edges. Alright, and now I am going to take just my little silicone brush just to kind of go over that a little, to take any of those little edges and kind of soften them. We'll see how that looks. Hopefully I didn't do it too much. Let's put this down and let's go over here. Sometimes I'll use a smaller block to help with this so my fingers don't get messy. But I'm just trying to get a good overall pressure on that. Alright, let's flip that over. Alright, it's not perfect, but for this technique it doesn't have to be perfect. We'll go ahead and use that. Alright, now go ahead and grab any of your layering dies. This, even though they're not the exact same, I'm going to use them. They're the textured note dies, and I didn't check this morning, but as far as I know, they were still on the online exclusives. And then I'm going to grab a piece of cardstock that I'm going to use for the frame layers. So now, you want to use I'm not going to use the middle one, but you want to use these in a row as you go up. So the first one you do is going to be your center point. So do you want that to be a solid, or do you want that to be the frame? So this is going to be the solid, which means that this is going to be the only one that's really solid because all of these others are going to be frames above it. So now we're just going to go every other. Oops. Again, this doesn't have to be terribly even because these are all going to be cut out as frames. And then here's my last one. So now I'm going to make sure these are all somewhat lined up the way I want them, so they look kind of even. This looks a little like that. And then I go ahead and I use this is that Post-it note tape. Let me show you what it is. Bought it off of online shopping place. I'm going to move this over to the side for now. We'll do the same there. Let me bring over my Stamp and Cut Emboss machine. Hopefully I have those taped down really good. We're going to run this through. Now, I did angle it, so you're going to get a little bit of tension when you get to that very end part. Because I didn't. I should have angled this like this, so it would have gone through a little smoother. And if I feel like I don't have all my cuts through, I could do that at this point. But it looks like all my cuts are good. So I'm not going to worry about this. We're going to throw this piece away. We're not going to use that part of the frame. So let's go ahead and put these over here for now. And now we're going to do the same with my frames over here. All right, I had to look over. My computer made a noise. I thought I lost maybe my camera. So what I'm going to do here, because these are just going to be your frames, I'm going to kind of go like this so I can see it a little bit better. So I can make sure this one is straight. I'll go ahead and put this one down first. Now I'm going to make sure this one's straight. Have a good edge around those different sides. Go ahead and put that down. Did I move that? Nope. And then I'm going to put this down. Now, wherever there is, ooh, darn it, I didn't move it. Let me rip this one down a bit. I have to do it on both sides. Let me put it there. Let me put it there. Now let's go ahead and do this one. So yeah, if it's going over the tape, it's just going to end up cutting the tape. That's not that big of a deal. All right, that looks good. Let me see if I can do this. We'll angle it a little bit so all those points aren't hitting at the same time. See how it goes through so much smoother. Because those rollers aren't hitting that straight on, so it tends to go a little bit better. Let's make sure it looks like they all cut. Looks like they did. So let's go ahead and put this back over on my side counter. All right. So now let's go ahead. I think I want in that direction. We're going to leave this kind of like this so we know the order of those. These, not so much, because you'll be able to tell the sizes. All right, and then as you can see, I got a little bit of the tape on there, and that'll get thrown away. So then here's my sizes here. Oops, I got a little bit of that tape on there. All right, let's put those back over here so I don't lose any of those. And let's start building our card. Let's go like this and like this. All right, so here we have our very outside frame. Then we're going to layer this on top of that. So we're going to use the multi-purpose glue. I have mine in a fine tip bottle, and I'm going to go right along that inside and on the outside. I'm doing a thin bead. I'm going to go just like that for now because I want that to set up a little bit. Let's go ahead and take this. We're going to do the same thing. Thin bead on the inside. And then a little bit more on the outside. Try to keep this in the same direction, that way we have a little bit of that continuation of the leaves. And these are solids, so they'll go well on top of one another. I don't have to worry about them. Because since they're not frames, they're less likely to smush. Let's put it that way. All right, let me grab card base here. So this is given some time, so that comes a little bit more tacky than glue-like. Let's put this on my card first too. Now this one, I'm just going to do right in the middle. Center it. It's pretty good. Take that frame. We're going to go, so we have it on either side. We're going to go with this. Because now that this is down, I can go ahead and do the inside of that frame and not worry about the squish factor. Let's stamp this before we glue it down. So let me grab my Amber Autumn, and let's just do that. Let's just do the thanks. How about that? So we have that Autumn Wishes. Now we can glue this one down. I think I got a little bit of a, I'm not sure if that's adhesive there or if that's just the way, the ink is. All right, so there you have it. That layered frame. All right, here's the one I did where instead of using the solid to the inside, we use the pattern paper with a stamped background. Haven't put a sting on that one yet, but that's how that looks. All right, so the other items I did, I first stamped in each of these colors the solid sheet of cardstock from the background stamp, and then I cut them into strips. These strips I think are 1 1/4, 1 1/8, and then I mixed them around and just went ahead and laid them down in different ways to show you what was left. Now there was a strip left of each because you get 4 strips, and there was like the little tiny bit left at the top, I think like 1/2 inch. So what I did with that then, put that here, I cut that down to, I don't even know what size this is. This is 4 1/4 by 4 1/4. 4 1/4 by 4 5/8 it looks like. But I took those, here's the 3 skinny pieces that were left over. So I went ahead and flushed, oh yeah, 1 2 3, yeah, 3 pieces. So I flushed those left, and then I took the last 2 strips. I had one strip that stamped really bad, so threw that one out as one of the orange ones. And then flushed the thicker strips that were left to the right. Took my little saying and used my blends to make like a rainbow look. And so then there, you have a little small thank you card. All right, guys. Thanks for watching me this morning. Go ahead and give me that thumbs up if you don't mind. Send me a question or add a comment. Share on your social media or with your friends. Most of all, have a great Sunday. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.